Eddie, Frank, how are we doing? Good?
Doing good. Yeah.
This still feels weird to me.
Why is that? Listen, that's the good thing about Tinder. You get these relationships, you meet on there.
Is that how you two met?
That's how we met.
Just think, if I would never have swiped right, or whatever it is you do, I would never have met Frank, you know.
Right, so now Queensbury and Matchroom are under the DAZN banner. Does that mean this is the end of the Hearn-Warren rivalry? Or is it just the beginning?
No, it's the beginning. It's the continuation. Look, I like to feel we're friends. I know he's certainly big friends with George, who's our CEO at Queensbury, but the rivalry is there. We all want to be the best. We're like you when you was a fighter. What did you want to do?
Be the best, yeah.
And that's what we want to do. We're there. We're
Retire, actually.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, but no one would tell you. But no, I think we're competitive people. We want to make the matches, and the benefit of that would be DAZN and be their viewers. It's a brilliant time for boxing, and in the meantime, it'll make it easier for us to make the matches, I think.
So do you, so already now you look at the schedule, and we'll talk about it in a minute, but are you looking at it thinking, that's not a bad show, it's all right?
Yeah, I mean, you look at it two ways.
Yeah.
Number one, we must try and make sure our shows are better than Queensbury, right? Although it's friendly now, that'll never leave, and he's the same, and George, even George, we talk every day. He still wants to do better shows than us. That's what we want to do. And then he'll announce he's free, and then we'll think, right, come on. But the difference is now is we're actually talking and we're making fights together. And also, the great thing about it now, which we never thought would happen, is we're on the same platform.
Yeah.
So when he announces a good show, and that's what they've done in their last thing, I no longer look at it and go, I look at it and go, we've got to announce some good shows, but how good is that's the offering for our customers, our subscribers. And when I say ours, this is the same family now in terms of the platform. We want the best content on DAZN, whether that's coming from Matchroom, Queensbury, Golden Boy, any promoter around the world. The value has just increased so much for the customer and for the subscriber. And that's really what we want, because we want to grow this platform as big as possible for the sport, for our businesses and for our fighters as well.
You've seen, Frank, you've seen DAZN grow, as Eddie says, from afar.
Yeah.
At what point did you think, I'll have some of that?
A few years ago.
Yeah.
A few years ago, I thought they suddenly.
Cool, you never said it at the time.
You was our opposition. I thought a couple of years ago, I just felt to myself, hang on a minute, this is starting to look quite serious, and we're really over the moon with what we're doing, and I'm also really pleased with the relationship that we've got now, because I really do feel, as much as we are rivals, as much as all these things, we do in our hearts believe in our product and believe in boxing, and we certainly, Queensbury, made our commitment now, and we want to be the best. Eddie will want to be the best, Oscar will want to be the best, and whoever else is there, everybody wants to do it. So the competition is going to be fantastic. And at the end of the day, that just means the viewers, subscribers are going to see special events all the time.
I think that's the beauty of this as well, the passion from you both. So when you're looking at that, as you say, it's the future of this sport. We're all sort of striving to make it better. And I guess for you, Ed, as well, you must be proud of what you started with DAZN and where it's gone and where it's leading to now.
Yeah, we took a chance, really. I mean, look, we had a massive exclusive deal with Sky Sports. They wanted to renew with us, and we took the leap of faith with an app, really, that outside of existing domestic rights they had, in Germany or Spain, no one really knew the brand in the world of boxing. And we believe, like I had those conversations that Frank had, that when you sit down with these people, you look at the level of investment and the kind of people involved and the way that sport was transcending through streaming, this is where we wanted to take the punt. And for us as well, it's the global element. It doesn't matter where we are in the world, there's only one place to watch. And that was what fascinated me, especially with our move into America, and we were in Sydney last weekend, the same thing. So it's a global message, not different broadcasters in different territories. It doesn't matter if we're in Australia or Mexico or America or UK, it's on DAZN. And, you know, we're really pleased because, like I said, when I was pitching early on to fighters, particularly in America, and it's like, well, what is it again? It's an app. And it's like, yeah, and how do you say it? And it's like, oh, you know, and I like to think I can sell anything. But at the time, when you've got existing promoters saying, you're going to go on this app, you know, we've got Fox or we've got Showtime, you can't go on an app. And now, when you look at it, it's quite amazing what DAZN has actually done in terms of the product that it provides to fight fans. Like, there is literally not a fight of any significance really anymore that is not on DAZN. And that is incredible. And we're very proud of being there from the launch, really, the inception of boxing on DAZN.
We've said there that this is the global home of boxing. Could we see Queensbury on the road?
Yeah, of course we'd do it. We'd run shows, but we made a conscious decision 6 years ago to basically regroup. We signed with BT back then, signed the fighters that we wanted to sign, invest in them. For example, Daniel Dubois, we invested in 9 years ago. It's not like it just happened. Even with Moses, it's 3 years ago. Finding and looking at talent, investing, bringing them through. And that's really been working in a big way for us. You know, young Nick Ball, for example, the position he's in, and we've got quite a few guys on the cusp of fighting for some big titles. So that's what we're about, and it's now taking it to the next level. You know, I'm an old geezer now. I mean, he's a young man, well, you're a young man, and I really respect sort of the work ethic and all what Eddie does, and he's you know, he does it brilliantly. And like my kids are doing the same thing, like with George, Francis, they're there, our team, they're all young men. So I'm looking at them and I'm like the old bloke there looking, thinking, and I'm listening to them and seeing what their ambitions are and what they want to achieve. And I love it. And so this opportunity now to be on this global platform, this opportunity for our fighters to get the exposure rather than us having to go and sell to various territories, you know, TV companies in various territories to do deals. It gets rid of a big headache for us, and the fact that all of us are on there is brilliant, because that is where boxing takes place, not in this country, in the world. You want to watch the best fights, you watch DAZN.
You mentioned scheduling. Does it make it easier or harder? Are you on the phone to each other saying, right, keep the May 19th free?
Well,
I want that one. How does it work?
It's got to be easier, isn't it? Because first of all, I mean, for example, we're doing a show here in the UK, both of us, we're not splitting the audience.
Yeah.
You know, we're not splitting the viewers will tune in to see that one fight rather than think to themselves, oh, I've got to pay 2 subscriptions here. We're getting a formula like football. Like the football, you know, it's like Spurs and Arsenal don't play on the same day, do they? And it makes a lot of sense. And I think that's what's so good. Another thing that's so good about this.
Yeah. Easy.
I'm Spurs, am I?
Of course you are.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course you are, mate.
I'm going to sit back, I'm going to get me popcorn for this one. Who's got the better schedule?
Well, it's just a stupid question, isn't it? 'Cause how are we ever going to agree on it? I mean, the great news is now, I guess, we're friendly enough, and because of the same platform, to say they're both great schedules. I mean, and genuinely, like, you know, obviously, you know, for me, I look at the schedule, and now it's a case of, oh, good, that's on DAZN.
Yeah.
You know, and what Frank said about the scheduling as well is so important. We will never, ever have a UK clash again.
You know, when you look at what we are doing collectively, what all of us are doing collectively, we know we've got to deliver. It's all about delivery for all of us. And like the question, are our shows better than Eddie's and vice versa? You know what? They're all great shows, because they're going to have to be great shows now.
I've got to say it. 5v5 didn't go down too well.
We
From
don't have to talk,
Matchroom.
we can move on.
Say that
I mean, we can move on from
But
that.
with you both being on the zone now, is there a chance of that happening again? And forget a 5v5, is there opportunity now for Matchroom to fight Queensbury on a regular basis?
We've done that with a few fights, but the 5v5, we were talking about it today. We are in the process of making a presentation. We're in, was it tomorrow or I think it's tomorrow or whenever it is this week, where I think we picked our 5v5 between the two of us.
I think it's more 10v10, isn't it? I mean, that's the depth of
Yeah.
it, where you know, His Excellency,
think about it,
His Excellency said, we want to do the 5v5. What are the fights? And I think rather than us saying, here's the 5, you know, myself and George and Frank have been working on it to say, well, it is probably more like 10. So there you go, you choose your 5. Because he's going to want to call the shots anyway.
Well,
so it's going to be, look, there's 10 amazing fights here. Whatever ones you like, we're ready.
And we'll put them on in red, and the 5 that are over, we'll stick them over here.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't wait.
Well, it's a great thing, though, isn't it? Because it's about what it's about. It's about what's boxing about.
Yeah.
It's about competition. It's a fight, and that's what we're about.
A couple of topics. Cambosis, Hitchens, done yet?
Hitchens will fight at the end of June, and Cambosis is the guy that we want. We've started that negotiation now with Lou DiBella, and it was a good performance from George. He's a great character. We could well be back to New York and the Madison Square Garden Theatre, which is obviously home to his historic win against Teofimo Lopez. And I think it's a good fight for Hitchens to really you know, build his profile and his name, and George is dangerous, you know. So good chance we could see that end of June. We're just putting our schedule together. We'll have one UK show and one US show for June, and we're in the process of getting that announced in the next probably next week.
Sky Nicholson lost her title. What will be the plan for her?
Yeah, it was a tough loss. I mean, a fight that could have gone either way. I don't think she performed at her best, but it was a great build-up. You know, I think it's going to be a big rematch later in the year, but I think first she needs to tick those other boxes that when she's in that kind of fight again, she can deal with everything you need to, not just rely on the footwork and the judgment at distance.
Moses Atama, the future of the heavyweight division, back in May?
Yeah, May 24th in Glasgow. We'll be announcing his opponent next week. He's on a journey, and I would love to see him become the youngest ever British world champion, at heavyweight, obviously.
Yeah.
And the British heavyweight scene is on fire at the moment. It's, you know, you look at, I mean, we're going to announce Fabio's fight, which will be hopefully at Ipswich, stadium fight for him. That's going to be a great one. Got Derek Chisora's 50th. May do that. Well, we're talking about walking.
Fight, not birthday. Just don't want to do that to Derek.
It's my birthday. You know, so he'll be fighting on that, and Eddie and I are going to walk him out together for his last fight, 'cause he's worked with both of us, and that'll be a momentous fight. He's also the mandatory for the IBF title against Daniel Dubois. So there's lots of good fights to be made there. We get, you know, Joe Parker, we got to get out in the summer. Daniel, we're looking to do a big show at Wembley with him in the summer. So there's some really, really good opportunities. But we're working on the fights, and obviously all those fights you're going to see on the heavyweight station. That's it.
Not a bad time to be a boxing fan.
Not a bad time to be a boxing fan, and if you know, for the heavyweights, I mean, it's all happening, and some really good fights to be made and to be seen.
Gents, thanks.